Hello, folks. Welcome to Just Omer. My name is Omer Ahern Jr., and I am giving you my periodic report as a Grafton County Commissioner, and I am serving presently as the District 3 Grafton County Commissioner, representing or serving the towns in the southeastern part of Grafton County, specifically from Warren and Campton and Groton and Dorchester in the north to Canaan and Bristol on the west, and Alexandria and Ashland to the south, and also importantly Plymouth, Holderness, and Hebron. So I serve with two other county commissioners. The chairperson of the Grafton County Commissioners is Wendy Piper. She is the District 1 County Commissioner, serving the towns of Hanover, Lebanon, and Enfield. And then we also serve with the County Commissioner from District 2, Commissioner Linda Lauer, and she serves the towns from the northern and western parts of Grafton County. The county commissioners are responsible by statute for the operations of the Grafton County Nursing Home, the Grafton County Department of Corrections, and the Grafton County Farm. The farm is composed of a dairy farm and vegetable operations, hay fields, and there also is a 700-acre woodlands operation that the county also manages. And I'm basically here to talk with you folks about our meetings every Wednesday morning at the county complex up in North Haverhill. Our meetings start at 9 o'clock, and our meetings are also available to be attended via Zoom. And certainly as on the Zoom call, you have an opportunity to be acknowledged and maybe make a comment or two during the course of the meeting, ask questions, or there is a chat function and you can send in some written questions, and our administrative assistant, Samantha Norcross, can take a look at those and pass those on to the commissioners. In addition to the three county commissioners at the county commission meetings, we also have the new county administrator, Andrew Dorsett, who we're very pleased to have serving the people of Grafton County as the county administrator. Andrew took on this position in mid-February. At these weekly meetings that we have reports from some of the department heads and county elected officials. So today is Wednesday, July 21st, and the county commissioners met yesterday morning, Tuesday, July 20th. And because I was having some motor vehicle issues, I attended the county commissioner meeting yesterday via Zoom. And it did not cause me any difficulty to engage fully in the course of that meeting. So the meeting started at 9 o'clock, and we were meeting again in the basement conference room because the main department that we were hoping to visit and talk with yesterday was the maintenance department. And Mr. Jim Oakes is the maintenance department superintendent. But yesterday's meeting again started at 9 o'clock. We start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then the first topic, the first person on the agenda was the High Sheriff of Grafton County, Jeffrey Stiegler, and he gave us an update on the activities and the services that the Sheriff's Department has performed for the county over the last 31 days. And that includes serving warrants, serving civil process, landlord-tenant writs, subpoenas, and also the types of criminal investigations that they do. They do a lot of cybersecurity things, and you see sometimes, the sheriff's department motor vehicles on the road. Chances are those deputy sheriffs are on the way to serve some type of legal process, as I said. And you'll see our deputies all over Grafton County. And we're very proud of the men and women that serve in the sheriff's department, and we thank them very, very much for their selfless service in the law enforcement community. And God bless the members of the Grafton County Sheriff's Department and the Grafton County Sheriff. After meeting and talking with the Sheriff, Jeffrey Stiegler, we then met with the Finance Director, Julie Libby. Julie Libby took on the Finance Director's position formally on the middle of February when Andrew Dorsett became the new County Administrator, because prior to Mr. Dorsett coming on as the County Administrator, Julie Libby served the people of Grafton County both as the County Administrator and as the Finance Director. But they didn't have the official title Finance Director. Everything that she did was encompassed under her title as County Administrator. And so last year in 2020, the then existing Board of Commissioners authorized and got the county delegation to agree to fund the county finance director position as a new position, and continue with the county administrator doing the administrative portions, business administration portions of the county complex. So Julie Libby, again as the finance director, continued to talk with us about the encumbrances that needed to be extended from the fiscal year 2020 budget, and so she gave us another very extensive report, and resulting in the commissioners to have to vote to shift some funds that were leftover funds from the 2020 fiscal year budget to continue to fund those county obligations, those county operations that are a continuation of the operations from 2020. It's kind of a fine line between encumbrances that, obligations that were encumbered in the 2020 fiscal year, and new obligations that are coming in the fiscal year 2022, which is starting in the 2021 year, July 1st. So all of her figures are available on the county website, attached to the minutes for this July 20th meeting that you will see online in a couple of weeks. After talking with the Finance Director, Julie Libby, we spoke with Jim Oakes, the Maintenance Superintendent. And the first item under the Maintenance Superintendent was the propane tank encumbrance. Even though we have at the county complex a wood-fired, wood chip-fired energy heating plant, we still have to have propane as a backup, and the Department of Corrections facility is heated exclusively by propane. When the new House of Correction came on board back in 2011, the plan had been to use the underground heating system. And unfortunately, that system, which was very expensive to install, did not work. This is, that part of New Hampshire just is not a place to use biothermal or thermal ground heating. So instead of having the propane system as a backup at the DOC, propane is now the primary heating system at the House of Correction. But the issue with the propane tanks is, sometimes they become obsolete. They need to be replaced. And so there was a question about hoping to replace those propane tanks in the fiscal year 2021 budget. And we weren't able quite to do that because of the COVID-19 thing. So we needed to re-encumber the money to replace those propane tanks. And then we continued to have the regular report of Mr. Oakes, where he talks about the work that he and his staff do in the courthouse, in the Department of Corrections, maintenance, as the name of the department indicates, maintenance work to make sure that all of those facilities, courthouse, House of Correction, nursing home, administration building, farm buildings, and the bioenergy plant are all working properly. So we get a pretty detailed report from him. And again, his written report is attached to the commissioner's minutes, which should be available online in a couple of weeks after we approve these minutes. One of the other items that we're going to discuss more at length is the Horizons Engineering water study presentation. And so that's kind of technically under the maintenance department. And so we had a couple of representatives from Horizon Engineering who back in 2010 had done a preliminary report for the county commissioners as to what types of water sources would be available to provide all of the water necessary to run the Grafton County Home, House of Correction, Grafton County Farm operations. For example, we have to allow for 50 gallons of water per day per cow in our dairy operation. And of course, the need for bathing facilities in the nursing home and in the House of Correction, and of course, water for cooking and other things. So, yeah, we received a water study presentation from the folks at Horizons Engineering. And because we requested, or the commissioners, in the prior board requested this water study because of the amount of money that the county is spending with the Woodsville Water and Light waterworks. And we're trying to see if there is a more inexpensive way to meet the water needs, and in a way that will be less of a burden on the Grafton County taxpayers. So we did receive an initial report from them. It was a little bit staggering, the amount of money that they were talking about to put in 3 wells and put in the pump houses and the electrical work and all of the requirements from Department of Environmental Services for backups and electrical work and so on and so forth. So I'm going to tell you what they quoted us it would cost to from this vantage point from very, very early on. Hope you're sitting down when I give you this number. But they were telling us we'd be looking at about a $1.6 million cost to put in 3 water wells to meet the needs of just the county complex. There was some discussion about maybe trying to help meet the water needs of some businesses further down the water pathway, which could bring in some revenue to Grafton County, but that's something we're going to have to look at. But in addition to the $1.6 million just to get the operation set up, we would be looking at about a $15,000 per year operation and maintenance cost as well, because that's what these things require. So I don't mean to get you too excited, folks, but because this type of an operation, waterworks, water service, is considered infrastructure. You're going to hear that word a lot from me over the next year and a half, 2 years. Infrastructure that is one of the eligible projects under the American Rescue Plan, American Relief Plan that is coming out of the federal government. So just stay tuned, and we'll have more information for you as we go forward. The next thing that we had on the agenda was to hear from Karen Clough, the Human Resources Director, and she updated us on how we're getting ready to do a wage study, doing a wage and salary study to basically see if Grafton County is properly and appropriately compensating the staff at the Grafton County complex. The corrections officers at the Department of Corrections, the nursing staff and service staff at the nursing home, and the farm workers at the farm, and the administrative employees at the county administrative offices. And one of the questions that had been raised was whether or not this survey, this wage study, should also include the county elected officials, Register of Deeds, county sheriff, county attorney, county treasurer, and other elected officials. And Ms. Clough, gave us her take on it. But because ultimately the county delegation, which I've talked about before, the county delegation is made up of all of the state representatives that are elected from Grafton County. And ultimately the state representatives making up the county delegation have to make the decision on how much to pay the county elected officials. And the consensus among the Board of Commissioners was that the more information that decision makers can have available to them, the better those decisions can be. So we have asked that elected officials be included as part of the wage study. The next thing that we did talk about, or during the course of the meeting, was the employee recognition dinner. And because of the COVID pandemic issue, the employee recognition dinner, which we're looking at sometime, I think, in late August, will be recognizing those employees that are recognized at these dinners for a 2-year period rather than just a single-year period. So that, in essence, was what we were talking about at our commissioners' meeting on July 20th. The rest of my time today, I would like to basically share with you is the makeup of the county complex. Just to give you an idea of what it is that the commissioners are responsible for keeping an eye on. And it's, we talk about it every week at our meeting, some part of the county complex. So there's roughly a 25-acre piece of land up there off of the Dartmouth College Highway, just before you get to the village of North Haverhill on the way to Woodsville. And it includes the county courthouse, which was built in the early 1970s, and that's going to be another issue. This is a copy of the binder that has some reports and preliminary studies on either replacing the existing building, renovating it, or replacing it with a brand new building. So that's one of the buildings, a big building that we have to deal with. Has elevators, has air exchanges. It has security issues because that's where the sheriff's office is. That's where the county superior court is located. The circuit court, county dispatch. Again, the sheriff's office is located in that county courthouse. A lot of security issues and a lot of windows. A lot of windows, and I don't think those windows are double or triple paned. The other large building facility that we have on the complex is the Department of Corrections, where we have the House of Correction and the jail for pretrial inmates. And that is a massive one-level facility that was built in 2010, 2011, came online in 2011, has several pods, which are separate parts of the facility, correctional facility for female inmates, minimum security, medium security, maximum security, and intake, and then administrative offices there for the Superintendent of Corrections and etc. There are also meeting rooms in there so that the inmates can receive some health care or some drug and alcohol remediation. There is a weight room for the residents of the Department of Corrections, also known as inmates. So that's quite a facility there. And again, that facility was originally supposed to be heated by geothermal, which did not happen, so now it's being heated strictly by propane. Then the other major building that we have there at the county complex is the county nursing home, 135-bed nursing home, which we haven't been able to keep the beds filled because of the COVID lockdown and the restrictions on bringing new people in. We have Medicaid beds. We have Medicaid residents in the nursing home. We have Medicare beds, Medicare funded residents in the nursing home. We have 2 beds for Veterans Administration residents. Again, 2 beds that are strictly set aside for veterans. And then we also have a number of private pay beds in the nursing home. One of the things that we're hoping, that the commissioners are hoping to set aside, get in place, are 2 or 3 rooms that could be made immediately available for residents of the county who, for whatever reason, need a safe place to go. Normally for an elderly person, not in trouble with the law, that's what the House of Correction is for, but someone, we have a number, we have quite an elderly population in Grafton County, and there are issues with dementia and Alzheimer's and people getting lost out in the woods and so on. And so we would like to make sure there are at least 3 separate beds that are available on an emergency basis for members of our county that would need them. And this kind of harkens back to one of the original reasons why county homes and county farms were first established back in the mid and late 1800s, kind of taking the place of the town poor farms. Excuse me. So we're kind of hoping to work in that regard. And of course, in the nursing home there is a commercial laundry, and we have a very good kitchen facility to feed the inmates. We also have a really outstanding commercial kitchen and commercial laundry in the House of Correction. I don't want to forget that they're getting some outstanding culinary services at the House of Correction. Also, in the same building complex as the nursing home are the county administration buildings, which have been around since the 1800s, where the Registry of Deeds is located, where the county administrative offices are located for the finance director, the county director, the IT department. Oh, and that's something new. I tell you, the increase in technology is really creating some significant challenges for county government here, and especially us in Grafton County, such that we have found it necessary to switch to a new, more up-to-date way to take care of our information technology needs. We have contracted out the information technology services at the county, and certainly want to thank the outstanding service to the county by Brent Ruggles, the former IT manager, and the other IT employees who have gone on to find other good employment. I just want to make sure that I recognize Mr. Brent Ruggles for his dedicated, selfless service to the people of Grafton County when he was the information technology department manager. And of course, the last major part of the county complex is the county farm. We have a dairy herd. It's very active, produces some outstanding milk. We sell all of our, right now we're selling all of our milk wholesale to Agrimark, and we're bringing in some significant income there. We have pigs, we have chickens, we have vegetable fields. This year, because of the COVID lockdown, we didn't have enough labor coming out of the Department of Corrections. The decision was made by a majority of the Board of Commissioners to not plant the vegetable fields this year. So the farm manager has planted significant acreage, in my opinion, of potatoes and winter squash and sweet corn to feed into the House of Correction. And again, this is the farm is an integral part of the Farm Doc program, which I have discussed, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that. So this is all of these buildings, the dairy barn, the hay barns, the maintenance department buildings, the nursing home, House of Correction, the county courthouse, are all on this 25-acre complex. And we need to keep that complex, the parking areas and the roadways plowed out and sanded during the wintertime for safety reasons. We use inmate labor when they're there in the wintertime to shovel out the walkways and so on. So there's a lot of responsibility there. I enjoy my service as a county commissioner. I enjoy working with Commissioner Piper and Commissioner Lauer and working with all of the department heads and the elected officials. And I just want to say thank you to the taxpayers and our constituents out here in Grafton County. And please, if you want to reach out to me, my office phone number, which is the only phone number I have, is 764-6024. Or you can reach me at my email, omer.ahern.jr@gmail.com. And I thank you. God bless America, and God bless the Granite State of New Hampshire. Take care, folks.